Aries is the most impatient of all signs, and one of the biggest lessons for Aries people is to master patience and time management. This transit is your opportunity to work on that. Hello Aries Rising and welcome to my new video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Alexandra and I'm a professional ESAR certified astrologer. Today we're talking about a big shift. Saturn, the planet of discipline, time, structure and karmic lessons, has entered the sign of Aries and your first house in May 2025, and it will stay there until April 2028. So this is a huge energy shift and the beginning of a new 28-year cycle for you. How can this combination of Saturn, Aries, and the first house manifest in your life? First of all, the first house is you, your physical appearance, your energy, your personal needs. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's a fire sign ruled by Mars and definitely the fastest one. Aries is also a pioneer, an initiator, and it always represents something new. It's also a cardinal sign and it carries the strong energy of new beginnings. And Saturn represents time, structure, sometimes delays, long waits, patience, responsibility. So when a planet, which is Saturn in this case, enters a sign, which is Aries here, it automatically absorbs the energy of that sign. So we said that Saturn rules time and patience, and Aries is the fastest sign of the zodiac. So how does this manifest? Well, it manifests in such a way that we say that Saturn is in its fall in Aries, because Aries people don't like waiting. Aries people want everything now. So that's why Aries is the most impatient of all signs, and one of the biggest lessons for Aries people is to master patience and time management. This transit is your opportunity to work on that. But let's cover the most important manifestations of this aspect that you can expect in the next 2-3 years. First of all, time management. Lots of people who have Saturn in Aries in their birth charts struggle with being on time. They're always rushing, running late, it's always a struggle. And transiting Saturn in your first house wants you to take time more seriously and treat it respectfully, be it your own time or other people's time. So time management, on-time performance, this is something that Saturn wants you to work on in the coming years. An important message from Saturn for you is to slow down. So the next 2-3 years are a great opportunity for you to slow down and approach things more seriously, because action, any type of action, feels different when it's approached with wisdom and not with impulse. And Aries people sometimes, act and react impulsively. So Saturn wants you to also work on that. Another important thing is the fact that Saturn was transiting the sign of Pisces in the past 2.5 years, and that might have been a pretty difficult transit for you, Aries rising, because Saturn was in Pisces in your 12th house, which is the house of your subconscious mind. And it might have brought difficult mood, depression, worries at the back of your mind, and overall a gray atmosphere in your day-to-day life. The energy is now shifting and things are becoming easier on the psychological level. And I'm mentioning this previous Saturn's transit because now, with it entering your first house, you can expect some new doors to open to you, because some things might have ended while Saturn was in Pisces in your 12th house. You might have closed a karmic cycle, a life cycle. You might have closed an important life chapter, and now you are ready for a fresh new start. So whatever has ended has also created space for the new things that are coming your way in the next 2.5 years. At the same time, Saturn wants you to answer this question: In which area of your life do you need to slow down and rest? Is your body giving you signals that it needs rest? So I know that slowing down is not natural to you, so you need to approach it consciously. So you need to invest your consciousness into slowing down. Again, we're talking about being impulsive. Can you work on that? Okay, new responsibilities are another great thing that Saturn can bring you. Maybe it sounds a bit scary, but it can actually be amazing. Saturn is the planet of maturity, and it's the type of maturity that doesn't come with time only, but also through lessons and responsibilities, like new responsibilities. So the next 2-3 years might bring new responsibilities that will change you, that will make you become more mature, and you can also embrace a more serious approach to life. Long ago, I watched a video with Oprah Winfrey where she highlighted the importance of always doing the right thing, and that's exactly what Saturn will want you to focus on while being in your sign. So no matter what, always do the right thing. Approach things with responsibility. If you're starting something new, if you're setting new goals, approach that with responsibility. Do the right thing. And talking about long-term goals, you really have an amazing opportunity to start new, meaningful things that will play an important role in your life in the next 28-29 years, which is Saturn's cycle. So the next 2-3 years are a great period for you to set new goals and start working on them. You're now building the foundation of something that can play an important role in your life in the next almost 30 years, as I said. Also, Aries people love starting new things, but it's often challenging to maintain them over time. Because what did we say at the beginning? Saturn, longevity, time is in its fall in Aries. So this transit is a great opportunity to practice consistency, to practice it consciously. So you start something and then you consciously continue maintaining that and working on that over time. So consistency. Discipline and routine are another thing that transit might bring into your life. So Saturn will require you to be more disciplined in your daily life. Saturn loves rules and repetition and routine. So build a meaningful routine that contributes to the quality of your life. And of course, don't forget to make some space for a good rest. So work on that, and you will see how the wisdom that you will gain during this transit in different aspects of your personal life, because the first house is all about you. Now you might develop some new traits, and whatever you develop now can really work in your favor later enough, and you will be grateful for this amazing transit. And last but not least, Saturn in the first house can also impact your physical appearance. It is a great opportunity to lose weight if it's a struggle for you. The next 2-3 years are amazing to reduce the amount of food that you take because Saturn represents fasting, restrictions, so you might lose weight and work on your health. And it can also trigger the need to return to your natural looks. For example, if you used to dye your hair, now with its transit, you might decide that you want your natural hair back, for example, or you were, for example, blonde and now you want darker hair, for example, because darker colors are Saturn's colors. So being more natural when it comes to your looks. And this brings us to the end of this video, Aries Rising. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it and found it inspiring. Feel free to leave your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a new upload. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.